Hey guys, Anamanda Rake here, and today I'm bringing you my review of the Battlefront beta. So I like to do this every now and then. I'll splice some footage together and just give you my thoughts on my experience of the game. And like everyone else, I think I've been very excited for this game. So it was awesome to have the opportunity to play it before release, just so that I can know, is this a game that I want to buy? So the first thing I think really needs addressing is the issue of the core game ideal. I think a lot of people expected or wanted a Battlefield Star Wars, essentially, and that's not what this game is. This game is, as the developers have said, it's about kind of delivering on the kind of idea of Star Wars battle fantasies, and that really is what the game is, and it does that extremely well, I think. When you get this footage right now, this is my first time of being Luke Skywalker, and that first time that you get to be Luke Skywalker, it's unbelievable. You feel like you are Luke, and it's just amazing. The same is also true of Darth. This is also my first go at being him, and it was awesome. I just had such a great time, although I spent a lot of the time just jumping around trying to get into the action, which is a problem, the spawns. We'll get to that a bit later though. So I think that in this sense, casual gameplay really suits this game, and it's personally, I'm very happy for it, especially because of split screen, but I'll get to that right at the end, so I don't want to jump too far ahead in my thoughts. But just the way that the game plays, it feels fantastic as a casual. It's not difficult to get into, but that doesn't mean that there isn't also a certain degree of skill. There was a number of games where I'd be killed by the same person over and over again, and oftentimes it was because they'd thought ahead of me. They had better situational awareness, and they managed to take me out, not because of anything in terms of dumbed down mechanics, but rather because of just outthinking me. And so if you are an intelligent gamer, there's a lot of room for you to actually have a really good time in this game. The next thing that has to be talked about is the graphics and the sound. So in this video, I don't think the graphics are not going to be amazing. The 720p resolution, I believe the PS4 is running at 1080p 60 FPS, but sadly the recording on the PS4 doesn't allow us to capture that, and I don't have a capture card. So although it may not be evidence in this, and of course also the YouTube sound compression doesn't help us, but honestly, when you play this game, the visuals are actually spectacular, and the sound is just amazing. It really, every time you shoot that blaster, it feels like you are in the Star Wars universe, and it's just such a good feeling. Recently I did a similar review of the Black Ops 3, and my critique of that was that really the graphics were very average. They didn't feel at all like a step forward. They felt like it was just more Call of Duty. It was the same old shitty ass graphics, and really that game felt like any Call of Duty game to me, so I'm not a fan. But when I compare it to, what has to be compared to Battlefield 4, look, Battlefield 4 has awesome sound, I think. Some of the weapons in Battlefield 4 sound amazing when you shoot them, and really it's an immersive gameplay experience. That said, the graphics aren't that exciting on the PS4. I still think they're better than pretty much any other shooter available on the PS4. But when you compare the PS4 graphics of Battlefield 4 to what you can achieve on a high-end gaming PC, it doesn't look that impressive. Whereas this on the PS4 really did shine. It looked awesome. So all of this leads to a highly immersive experience, and one that I can recommend. So the next thing that I'd like to talk about are the weapons in the game. And in this gameplay, you'll see me using a number of weapons. There was only the 4 for us to use. There were basically 2 rifles. One was like an all-rounder, not really good in any situation, but decent in all of them. The other was kind of a very long-ranged assault rifle type thing. slow firing, heavy hitting. Kind of reminds me of the Scar H in Battlefield 4. The other two weapons, one is like an LMG, got a long, you can fire it for ages, it's got a very fast fire rate, less damage, but I found it to be just awesome. It just destroyed. But I think this was my favorite weapon, this one I'm using right now, the pistol. And there's just something about the pistol. It feels like it's a little bit more skillful because although it is very heavy hitting, you have to be quite close range with it. And it's just a lot of fun to use. The star card system, I think, also will add quite a lot of diversity to the gameplay, and apparently there's going to be loads of them in the final release. But I really liked, my favorite was the cycler rifle and grenade combo. I know a lot of people gravitated on towards the jump packs, and those are very good, there's no doubt. But I just love to be able to use that grenade. I took out loads of people with it, and there's something about getting headshots. Sniping has always been my thing. I love to snipe in Battlefield 4. I love to snipe in Hardline. In fact, it was really one of the only reasons that I bought and played Hardline for as long as I did, was just the sniping in that game. Just was so enjoyable. So yes, I mean, apart from that, they also have, it seems like they have a trait system, which I think is quite exciting. In this one, the only trait you could unlock was the sniper trait, which basically just made the cooldown of your sniping, if you got headshots, that much faster. And then, of course, there was also the bubble pod, the bubble boy effect, which it's not as OP as it looks. A lot of people didn't really know what to do when when this happened to them, but really, all you had to do was whip out a cycler rifle, and you would have no problem. So yeah, I like the bubble. It's not OP, and in fact, I would say that really nothing is too OP in this game, apart from some mechanics, which I'll get to a little bit later. Well, let me start talking about them now. The vehicles and the heroes, none of them feel completely overpowered. They all feel suitably powerful. You can be taken if the team focuses on you in any vehicle. It's quite easy to take you down. So this game really does emphasize that if you want to overcome the heavier hitting things in the game, you have to work as a team, and I like that. I think that as the game matures, we will see quite a lot of people understanding how the game works, and we won't have these kind of rampages of death. That said, there are some problems, especially with the turrets, and I'm going to demonstrate that towards the end of the video as well. And it's not that the turrets are too powerful. I think the turrets are perfectly powered. They do a lot of damage, but you're also a sitting duck, and they're not that heavily armored. They're actually quite easy to take out. 2 cycle rifle and a bit of 2 cycle rifle shots and a bit of small arms fire will take one out. An ion grenade will one bang them, so they're not that invincible. The only problem that I have with them is when they get used by the Imperials, and that really is a mistake. The thing that I love about this game is the split screen, and that's why I'll be buying it, because there's not enough split screen available to us on the PS4, and that's what console gaming always used to be about. So when I have a friend over, this is the kind of game that I can whip out and have an amazing split screen experience with them. That's really just enjoyable, and I think that's the one thing that really, for me, is why I want this game. Sure, I might be able to get that on the Call of Duty game with the zombies, I don't know, but at the same time, I just didn't enjoy that game. So yeah, I can't say that I'll be getting it, but the split screen in this was a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to see what can be done with it, especially when it gets the harder levels, all the different levels. Finally, I think what I'm very excited about is just that there's so many game modes on release, there's so many maps on release, and I mean, just judging by the standard of what we got in this beta, I think we can expect an absolute blast of a game. So yes, that is about it for me. As if you can't tell, I really liked it. I thought it was a great deal of fun, and it might not be for everyone. I think if you're not a Star Wars fan, maybe you won't enjoy it as much as I have. But if you are a Star Wars fan, the authenticity of the gameplay, the authenticity of the sound, just the the kind of the way they've gone about this game for me is awesome. It's really it kind of rewards team play, it rewards objective play, and it rewards just getting into it. Really immersive, fun times, especially with your friends. I would say one of my critiques of it is the party system. You can have a party and join the game together, but then I can't see my party. I know a few other YouTubers have mentioned this, and I just agree with them. You know, it's a problem. I really hope they fix this, because part of playing online games is playing with friends, and that's what we all want. So, you know, if they can fix that for me, that would be great. Another thing that annoyed me was the ability to turn off the UI. Now, that's not actually an annoying thing. It's actually an awesome thing. But the problem is, I can turn off the UI, and then it looks extremely cinematic. You have to, it's actually much harder. You have to aim with the laser beams themselves instead of the reticle, the hipfire reticle. And that's awesome. But the only real problem is that they've seemed to have linked the scope, especially on the cycler rifle, to the UI. So when you turn the UI off, your scope disappears when you try to aim with the cycle rifle, which makes it literally impossible, absolutely impossible to hit what you're aiming at. And so if they could just fix that, I think I would play like that all the time. I don't even care that I'm at a disadvantage, just because it feels so completely immersive. And that's what we're about as gamers. We want to have fun, we want to be immersed, we want to enjoy ourselves. And, you know, the fact that they deliver that kind of experience, for me, matters. So, I think I'm going to end this commentary now. It's been quite a long one. And the last segment of this video, I'm just going to cut it to the in-game comms. You can only hear me. Sadly, it didn't record the friends that I was talking to, but it kind of demonstrates my kind of excitement a little bit around what was going on, especially around these turrets, and just how broken they are, that Imperials can jump into them. Apart from the fact that Imperials can jump into them, just the placement of them doesn't seem to make any sense as well. They seem to face onto the Rebel spawn, but not facing towards really in any significant way where the Imperials are coming from, which doesn't make any sense. So I don't think they're going to change that, sadly, but hopefully they will at least block Imperials. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is Animanda Rake, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh god, I've got the turret. Oh, this is going to be disgusting. No, I'm suddenly getting lagged though. Fuck, what bad timing. As soon as I get my back rage on, guys, I'm in their turret, spawn raping them. It's like, I should feel bad. Dude, I've got, this is just disgusting. This line of sight that I've got. Honestly, it's actually disgusting. I've got a line of sight on their spawn. Yeah, that's basically where I am. I'm going fucking absolutely fucking ham. This is so OP. The rebel, the Imperials should not be able to get in this. Like, period. I'm absolutely crazy. I'm just going ham. So the Y-wing's a bomber. That's the X-wing. Guys, I'm just going ham in the turret. This is just ridiculous. It's just